Okay, greetings everyone and welcome to the Week 9 presentation for our online college writing course. More than ever this week, it's important to watch the videos. There are two super important instructional videos this week. They're under the Rhetorical Mode Essay Learning folder. They're so important that I'm actually going to quiz you on them on next week's Zoom class. So not this week's, but next week's. Because it really matters to me that you watched them. Most students have to rewatch them, especially the Journey one, multiple times. So it's super important that you watch them and take some notes this week. Don't skip the videos. Make sure. You'll also have some opportunities this week to get ahead, and I'll go over that at the end of the presentation. So, in general, Week 9 is pretty busy, as you can see here, but I'll go over things one at a time. So first, you've got Serial Episode 9. Again, your last Curiosity Quest is not due until week 13. You've got a lot of time. We're actually even going to take a break from Serial after this week because we really have so much work to do with our justice paper that a break will be very much appreciated, I think, by that point. So know that your next Curiosity Quest is not due for a while, but it should always be kind of in the back of your mind. So Serial Episode 9 is this week. Then the first video I mentioned is called The Journey. Again, super important because it establishes what an inductively ordered paper will be like and how we'll structure it and how we'll make sure we get to a good thesis statement. This will be reordering your thinking because you've always written deductively with a thesis in the beginning. Remember, an inductive paper has the thesis at the end, so this presentation establishes how we're going to do that. Next, you're going to listen to the Jan and Meg show. My colleague Meg and I went to the recording studio on campus and we did some live writing that ordinarily we would have done in class with you had this been a face-to-face class. But because it's not, you're going to listen to the Jan and Meg show where we take what you learned in the journey. We take everything you've done with your green sheets and your gray sheets and we kind of start from there and teach you how to go from all of that into writing a paper that's an inductively ordered paper. Super important, make sure you take notes. Then, to show that you are working on understanding how to do this, we will actually be analyzing stop 1 of a paper defining legal justice. We will be doing that analysis in our Zoom class on Monday. And so then you will pick up with the paper and actually write stop 2. Stop 2 is a reciprocal commitment between the government and its people. This will make more sense after you watch the Jan and Meg show, The Journey, and you attend class on Monday. But you are going to have a writing assignment. There is actually a instruction sheet with a graphic organizer that lets you kind of plan out your ideas and how you're going to try this. And then you get to write and try it and turn in both. You're going to turn in your worksheet so I can see how you did. Again, print it and handwrite on it, totally fine. Or type in it and then give it to me. However you want to do that is fine. You'll fill this out and then you'll write your stop 2. And then you will upload that to the assignment folder. That's really all for this week, but I would say because of that, there's a chance to get ahead because next week is actually the biggest week of the entire semester. After week 10, we really kind of relax in just a very slower pace to get your justice paper done, but week 10 is kind of like the biggest week because it's the culmination of everything we've been kind of getting to before we can write the paper. And so because of that, week 10 is a lot. And so you have a chance to get ahead this week because there's not as much in week 9. And so I really strongly suggest that you do that. So one of the things you already knew about, and that is your open research presentation. You will find that I'm going to have you set up in discussion boards. I'm going to break your pods down into smaller groups, and you will present your texts that you chose, your 6 texts. You will present them in a voice thread and put the voice thread link into the discussion boards. make sure that you I would go ahead and get this done. You already have the text picked, so this is not a hard assignment. You're basically summarizing the text and giving a justification for each one of your 6 texts. It's not hard to do, so get it done, and remember that you're presenting to your Justice group that is part of your original pod, so that you can then work together in the revision process once we get to the big paper. So all you see here right now is the directions and the link to VoiceThread where you can create your presentation, but know as well that there'll be discussion boards here, and you'll see your name by one, and you'll know where to post your link because you'll see your name. That will all be in this folder. That is due next week, but get it done. Then Green Sheets Part 2 is due in week 10 and week 11. Go ahead and get started. You already know how to do this. Now that you have your complete text set, it's easy to get these done. You are just going to pull out your green sheets that you did in week 8, where you used the expository text and the provided story. And now you're just going to add your last 3 choices. You're going to complete your green sheets. So I tell you print about 6 of them. You might need more. But you have 3 texts to add for each justice type. Your pool choice 1, your pool choice 2, and your open research text. And that's where you're pulling out quotes that support your big ideas. So you're going to do actually 4 of them, commutative, distributive, social, and procedural, are due week 10, and restorative and retributive are due during week 11. Again, go ahead and get them done. Just knock them out, get them done, and then you'll be so far ahead next week you'll love yourself. Okay, that's all for this week. Have a wonderful week. Let me know how I can help, and I'll see you Monday in our Zoom class.